Assalaamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is only the Muslim Ummah which does not have an able leader or Khalifa. And some people say that our Salah and Zakah and Hajj will not be accepted without the Khalifa. Please.
First and foremost, let me just mention this point again, since I guess some people weren't here for the last lecture. I explained that when you're going to ask a question, it is not from the Sunnah to say, Assalaamu alaikum. You don't have to be sorry, it's okay. Just know, it is not from the Sunnah. Meaning, this was not the way of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. They had a question to ask Rasulullah ﷺ, they directly asked him. They didn't give salams on this occasion. Though we're encouraged to give salams regularly when we separate, etc., but we're also encouraged to follow the way of the Sahaba. In this circumstance of questioning, you don't need to say Assalamu alaikum, just come with your question. Now, what was your question again?
It is only the Muslim Ummah.
Okay, the Khalifa. Is our zakah, our fasting acceptable? Those who say it is not have deviated. They are telling a lie. They have no foundation for that claim. Go back to Sahih al-Bukhari and read what the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith of Hudhayfa. The hadith of Hudhayfa, where he describes the times to come, when there will be no Khalifa. And the Prophet ﷺ didn't say at that time your salah is not going to be accepted. He said no, at that time avoid all of the groups. Don't get caught up in any of the groups. He didn't say your salah is not going to be accepted at that time. And the hadith, which is commonly quoted by those who want to promote themselves and their organizations. Man mata wa laysa fi unuqihi bay'ah mata maytatan jahiliya. Whoever dies and does not have a bay'ah, is not committed to a bay'ah. Literally, he doesn't have a bay'ah around his neck. Of course, you don't wear bay'ahs around your neck. But it means literally, he's not committed to a bay'ah. He dies as the people of Jahiliyyah died. So there it is. If you don't make bay'ah to our organization, to me, you die a kafir. No. This is not what was understood from this hadith at all. If you die without a bay'ah, then you die as those people of Jahiliyyah died. They used to die without a bay'ah. So you're similar to them in that respect. But it doesn't mean that you who believe and pray 5 times a day and do all these things are kafir like them, mushrik like them. That is nonsense. That is a misunderstanding. Okay.
And where will we be able to find the Khalifa?
No, one question please. Sisters?
When the Muslim Ummah is ready to produce the Khalifa, he will be produced. Maybe he will be the Mahdi and none will come before. At any rate, it is just for us to work for Islam, to do what we can, not to get caught up in the speculations about when will be the Khalifa. We don't even have a proper Muslim school in this town. We don't have a proper Muslim school here. A school which is academically sound, teaching the academics on the highest of levels, and at the same time teaches Islamic studies throughout its curriculum, whose teachers are Muslims, the environment of the school is Islamic. We don't have such a school here. If we don't have, we can't even establish a proper Muslim institution of education for our children here, how can we talk about Khalifa? That is delusion. It is delusion. If we can't take care of our immediate circumstance, can we correct the situation of the whole Muslim world? No. That is Satan's delusion. Satan comes to us and puts something in front of us which is true, and gets us focused on it and all our energies on it, but we can't achieve it. And then what do? We leave the things that we can achieve behind. So we must focus and function according to priorities. Focus on what we can change. Be patient for what we cannot until the time that Allah destines for that change.
Sister.
Brother, in Surah Araf, verse 172, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "When thy Lord drew forth from the children of Adam from their loins the descendants and made them testify concerning themselves, saying, Am I not your Lord who cherishes and sustains you? They said, Yes, we do testify. Lest ye should say on the day of judgment, Of this we were never mindful." Does this mean that the soul of every human being has taken a covenant before they were born? And if so, why don't the Muslims or the non-Muslims remember the event? Please do explain it.
Okay. It is true that the covenant was made. Actually, in my book, The Fundamentals of Tawheed, which is available outside, there's a whole chapter called The Covenant, which addresses this whole topic. Yes, when we were first created, before we appeared on this earth at the time of the creation of Adam, we were all created in the spiritual form. We were kept within the barzakh until the time for our appearance on earth took place in the 5th month, beginning of the 5th month of the development of the fetus, which would be us. The angel brings our spirit and blows it into us. We all made that covenant. That is the basis of the Prophet ﷺ statement, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدُ عَلَى الْفِطْرَةِ. Every child is born with a natural belief in Allah. But his parents deviate him, turn him into a Jew, a Christian, or a Zoroastrian, or whatever. So we all have that as an essential belief printed in our hearts, on our souls. However, the environment around us distorts it. We don't recognize it. We get away from it. But when the truth comes, when Allah provides the circumstance, then we reaffirm it. When we accept Islam, we are reaffirming that covenant. Now, I would just add to that the principle of the covenant, that as she's asking, why don't we remember it? Can any one of us remember being born? The process of birth, which was a very traumatic process. Your mother pushing, everybody saying push, and she's contracting, and you're struggling to get down that path and come out into the world, and they brought you out and they spanked you and you said, ah! Any of us can remember that? That's a lot closer than that point when Adam was created. So if we can't remember this one, then don't be surprised we can't remember that one.
Brother, I came to know through ulama that at the time of Mi'raj, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has seen both adabs given to the people in hell and the rewards given to the people in paradise. My question is, how could he see the people both in hell and paradise before the day of judgment?
Are you questioning how it is possible that Allah could show him the people in paradise? Listen. Are you questioning how it is possible that Allah would show Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the future? You doubt that Allah could show the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the future?
Not like that.
No, but answer this question. Do you doubt?
No.
Then if you accept that Allah can show the Prophet ﷺ the future, then your question has been answered.